What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Big Tim Show out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Big Tim Show at gmail.com. If you want to holler at me, you can request a topic or be a guest. If you want to be a guest, we'll probably use Teams, unless you got something fancier, but I doubt it. You can come to the crib, get in the studio. It's going to be a comedy-based variety podcast. It's going to just make everything in your life wonderful. This is a band called Life out of Greenville, Tennessee. As soon as I get back from walking my dog, we'll start the show.
Step away and hit the next one. Make fun, yo, but he's the chosen one. God makes man to make a man fulfill a purpose, while brick lays his surface, touches fingers while he curses. Who am I? He thinks as he studies his edifice. Negative thoughts, people label him a pessimist, but he sees life like nobody can. Concrete cast down, backpack in his hand.
Man, I was just thinking about this trapper keeper I had. I was in 6th grade, and I had that Transformers trapper keeper. Talk of the town, talk of the school. A couple people had it. The first trapper keeper I had was that red and white. Second one was that Transformers one, and it was something to see, boy. Till Carl Irvin peed on it. Sorry for cussing. Next door neighbors when I was growing up was the Irvins. Let me change that. The Irwins. I don't want to use their real names. You had Shane and Carl and Peggy and Carla. And then you had some cousins, Rex and Bobby David. And they were meaner than hell, drug dealers. They weren't drug dealers. I don't know if they're going to hear this or not. They were drug dealers. Anyway, Carl took my trapper keeper. They were also bullies. Shot BB guns at us. I mean, I don't call people redneck, but they made a case for it. Carl said, "Let me see that trapper keeper. That's nice." And I was so stoked he was finally being nice to me and not picking on me. I said, "Oh yeah, here you go." He said, "Man, that's cool. Let me lay that on the ground so I can get a better look at it in the green grass." He said, "Let me see the contrast to that nice blue trapper keeper with the transformer. Let me set that down so I can get a look." I was like, "All right." Well, he set it down and he said, "Hey, is that your mom over there?" I turned my head. I turned back around and he was taking a whiz on my trapper keeper. And it broke my heart. And I tried to push him and I couldn't move him, and he shoved me down, and then he peed on me a little bit. Called me names. And then he said, "Well, I'm going to go smoke a joint. Listen to some Van Halen." Left me there crying in the damn grass with the pissed on trapper keeper. Anyway, I'll probably get a bunch of ads on Facebook now for trapper keepers or retro stuff, but I don't know what it was. Something made me think about that trapper keeper. I'd only had it a week. Okay, anyhow, I don't want to start the show on such a sad note, but damn. That was sad as hell. Another thing that happened to me in middle school while we're talking sad stuff. I got beat up in reading class a couple times. I can't remember the teacher's name. It was at Northwest Middle. She would drink. She kept a big old, if you're from here, the Weigel's Big Gulp is a big plastic cup. She kept it full of liquor, I believe, after I put all the pieces together. She was pretty drunk and she didn't pay any attention to anything that was going on. And so I sat. The desks were in rows, wooden desks. And so the girl behind me, we'll say her name was Becky M. She'd grab my damn hair and pull my neck back. And the guy in front of me would turn around. His name was Jeff. And he'd punch me in the throat. Repeatedly. I hated going to that class, and I brought it to the teacher's attention. She was shit-faced. She was, sorry for cussing a little bit there, she was shit-faced. Nothing happened. I hated that. Postscript. I found that Becky M that would pull my hair so Jeff could punch me. I found her on Facebook about 8 years ago, and let's just say I got a hold of it, if you know what I'm saying. Figured that was a way to make amends, and before I left, I turned around out that bedroom door and I said, you remember pulling my damn hair so Jeff could punch me in the throat at Northwest Middle? And she said, oh, we went to school together? I just got the hell out of there after that. That was a nightmare. Well, it didn't end a nightmare. I probably would have taken more throat punches. She looked pretty good. Neil Ferris, what was his name? Neil Ferris. I can't remember. We'll say Neil F. It's another random thing I'm thinking about middle school right now, Northwest. He blacked out in the lunchroom walking. We all started like the entire lunchroom. You know those little plastic clamshells that you'd get a dessert in, like that peanut butter no-bake cookie would be in there. That's the one I remember primarily. Or that peanut butter candy that was white. I think people called it potato candy or something. It was white and oval and swirled with peanut butter. And you'd get one in there. And we all took those plastic clamshells, and a couple people at our table started rubbing them together like making this noise. Well, the whole entire lunchroom started rubbing them together in unison, and it made a real loud, crazy noise. The vice principal had just come in and pulled Neil out of the lunchroom for whipping some kid's butt. They were walking him out of the lunchroom. Just coincidentally, we all started rubbing those plastic containers together, and it made such a crazy noise and so loud. He blacked out and fainted right there as the principal was walking him out. And it was cool. His jeans were tight rolled. He was the best roller of tight jeans. Tight rolled jeans. He could get it so damn good. I couldn't tight roll my pants that well, sometimes because I grew up with a single mom. I'd have to wear women's clothes. I did wear women's sweatshirts a couple times. Now that I think about it, the sleeves were only like 3/4, so I'd have to push them up. And those sweaters that have like your initials embroidered. How do you say embroidered? But it's my mom's initials, so I'd have to lie. Tell them I had different middle names and stuff.
Thanks for calling Chip Carnival. This is Madison. How can I help you?
Hey, do you have those new Tory Burch sandals?
Tory Burch sandals?
Yeah, they're black.
No, we don't have those.
I got a situation. I had my girlfriend and I are planning something, and I took her out to the lake, and they had like like a porch swing, but they kind of had it standalone out there in the field.
Uh-huh.
Well, she had these Tory Burch sandals on, which I guess are pricey, and we were kind of sitting there, and a groundhog came up from under the swing and snatched one of her sandals off.
No way.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It's real crazy.
I would try like DSW maybe.
Yeah.
Or it probably is just like an online type shoe. If they're like really expensive, they're probably just online.
Well, the other crazy part is she's a size 17 in shoes.
Oh, yeah. Then you will not find a shoe in store. Those are all going to be online.
I think they're special made. I was surprised the sandal being that big that groundhog could get that shoe out of there, but it did.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that happened to that shoe. And the other morning, I had like a decent amount of beers. And the shoe that she still had, she had it sitting on the counter for I don't know why. And I was making breakfast. I picked it up. The sandal's black, and it's like really big. I thought it was a damn cast iron skillet, and I put it on the stove and caught the other one on fire.
No way. Are you joking with me right now?
No, I'm not joking. So I got to replace these sandals.
Insane.
I know it. So I'm looking for the Tory Burch.
If I would go online and look them up, because that's probably the only way you're going to find it, especially size 17, that you'll only find it online.
I think it's 16 and a half. I know that We were at Cades Cove, and she went barefoot, like to go through a creek, and then was kind of walking near the mud. And the next day, where we had been, they said they found a Bigfoot track.
Bigfoot tracks. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your help. I'm going to try to go online, I guess. This is the one in Turkey Creek, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't have it.
No, we don't.
Nobody's going to have a 17 anyway, probably.
No, not that size. The size stops at like 14 is the highest, and then above that is all special made.
She's special, I'll tell you that. Well, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful day.
All right, bye.
Bye.